In 1835, George Windsor Earl set sail aboard the schooner Reliance under the respectable cover of a scientific and ethnographic voyage, while quietly participating in a far more lucrative enterprise. Beneath her cargo of rice lay barrels of Bengal opium, sealed against moisture and packed for discreet sale in Siam, where the drug was forbidden by law yet tolerated in practice through monopolies and intermediaries. The journey was driven not by curiosity alone, but by a precise understanding of what could be sold, to whom, and how silently. Every port, every delay, and every courtesy would determine whether the voyage ended in profit or in ruin. The Reliance was a small coastal trading schooner, shallow drafted and built for maneuverability rather than display. Her hull bore the marks of long service. Her rigging was practical, her deck crowded with rope, spars, and cargo. She was designed to slip into river mouths and shallow anchorages where larger ships could not follow. Below deck, space was tight and air scarce. Rice sacks absorbed moisture. Barrels of opium were positioned carefully, protected from heat and seawater alike. The crew reflected the hybrid reality of Asian maritime trade. European officers held command, but Malay sailors, Chinese deckhands, and mixed heritage interpreters made the ship function. Orders passed between languages. Experience mattered more than rank. A single misjudgment could lead to quarantine, confiscation, or violence, long before any appeal to authority was possible. George Windsor Earl was neither officer nor sailor. He moved between roles, observing quietly, recording coastlines, currents, weather, and human behavior with equal attention. He had already spent years traveling through Southeast Asia, documenting languages and societies beyond the margins of formal empire. He understood that survival depended as much on restraint as on knowledge. With him sailed Robert Hunter, a Scottish merchant whose position in the region was highly unusual. Hunter spoke Thai fluently, understood Malay, and had lived in Siam for many years. He was not simply a trader, but an intermediary, skilled in knowing when to speak, when to wait, and when silence itself was the safest course. Hunter's life in Siam placed him closer to power than most Europeans. He was married into a noble Siamese-Portuguese family whose lineage reached back to the court of Ayutthaya in the 17th century. Through his wife's family, Hunter was connected to the legacy of Constantine Pholkon, the Greek adventurer who rose to prominence under King Narai during Ayutthaya's most outward-looking era. Pholkon's rise and violent fall in 1688 left a lasting imprint on Siamese attitudes toward foreign influence, an echo that still shaped court behavior more than a century later. Hunter's career reflected that history. Years earlier, he had helped bring the Siamese twins, Eng and Chang, to the Western world. Their exhibition across Europe and America made them international curiosities and fixed the term Siamese twins in global language. The episode revealed Hunter's willingness to operate at the margins of commerce, spectacle, and cultural exchange. Where Earl observed, Hunter navigated. Where Earl recorded, Hunter anticipated. The voyage began in Singapore, a settlement barely 20 years old, yet already indispensable. Singapore was not governed like older colonies. It was engineered as a commercial hinge, designed to move goods rapidly rather than to absorb populations. British authority was light, deliberate, and transactional. The port was open to all flags and all merchants willing to operate quickly and quietly. Chinese traders dominated daily commerce. Indian financiers extended credit. Arab merchants carried goods inland. Europeans oversaw contracts, arbitration, and logistics. Warehouses filled and emptied without pause.
cargoes rarely stayed long enough to acquire identity. Singapore did not accumulate history, it processed it. Geopolitically, the settlement sat at the center of a tightening web. Britain ruled India outright through the East India Company. Opium grown in Bengal flowed eastward in vast quantities, underwriting imperial finance. China resisted, but pressure over silver, tea, and narcotics was escalating toward war. The Dutch clung to Java and the archipelago. France and Denmark tested footholds where they could. Southeast Asia lay between empires, absorbing pressure without belonging fully to any of them. Singapore thrived because it embraced that ambiguity. Siam would survive because it resisted it. Leaving Singapore meant leaving a world where speed offered protection. Northward, speed would invite scrutiny. Beyond the straits, familiarity dissolved, and discretion became the currency that mattered most.